Step 1, have a clear vision. So, my friend, let me ask you, what do you want? Well, most of the people, they are not clear on what do they want, and this is our step 1, my friend, and we are going to be really firm on what do you want. So let me ask you again, what do you want? Most of the people, you know what they say when I ask them what do you want? They say, I'm really happy, I'm satisfied, I'm contented from my life. Oh, come on, man, listen to me. The universe actually wanted to give you everything, but because you say that you are happy with that much, universe is saying, okay, then you are happy, I'm also happy, because God can give you literally everything. Don't you think so? That if there is God, which has actually created everything, which is there in every plant, bird, insect, every atom of this creation, it can actually give you everything. Don't you think so, my friend? Now, God wanted you to have whatever you want, but let me ask you first, are we really clear on what do we want? See, most of the people, if this is their situation, they are not even clear on what do they want, and they are saying they are happy and satisfied. What I would tell you is that you need to be happy. I don't want you to be, worrying about anything, but at least have a real clear vision of what do you want. Imagine God gave you a power that you can have anything and everything. For most people, this picture is not clear. They say that I want a good life. It's like you want to say that I want to go here. It's like you want to have a good life. So, it's like me saying that if I'm living in Delhi, I say I want to go to Bombay. No. How a Bombay could have many places, right? It could have good places, it could have bad places. Where exactly in Bombay do you want to go, my friend? You have to be really firm, because there could be some localities in Bombay which are really not great. There could be some localities which are really good. Where do I want to go? Probably, in any other destination. So what do you really want, my friend? We have to be really, really, really clear on what is our destination. We don't want to go into any bad situation. Most of the people, they say, I need more money. No. What is the definition of more money, my friend? God will say, okay, take $10 more. Is that more money? God will say, okay, take $100 more. No. You will say, no, $100 is not the more money. I need more money. So what is the definition of that more money? We have to be really, really, really clear on this. So what we are going to uncover is that this step, we are going to do this. We are going to have a very clear vision in what do you want. So my friend, I would again encourage you, think big, think large. Imagine God gave you this power that you can have whatever you want. And now you will say that this is not possible. And I am going to tell you something. My request to you is, can you please, for this step, put your beliefs, very rigid beliefs aside and listen to me. And I am trying to uncover the Mercedes which is in you. So how much time do you think you should be giving me for this step itself? Because for most of the people, they will feel that this is a shallow stuff. And they will fail, my friend, because this is the stuff, right? So how much time can you give me? I hope for this particular video, you will allow me to go, with my open heart, and I will try to, uncover the Mercedes which is there in you. Deal? So think of it. God gave you a power. You want to say God, universe, nature. You are a part of nature, right? So the nature, the universe, the God gave you a power that you can have whatever you want. So you were given a catalog, literally a catalog, that you can decide what is the kind of life you want, what is the kind of home you want, what is the kind of, everything you want, right? So you were going through this catalog, and you were not aware of this thing as of now till date, but I am telling you now that this is the fact. This was the fact all the time. So you started flipping this book, and when you are flipping through this catalog, you see that, okay, 5 years ago, I went through the same pictures, through the same page which is mentioned on this book, which means that, okay, this book seems to be legitimate. And then you flip across, and then you come across to your present, stage where you are right now, and you see, okay, this is just the same kind of house where I am living. Okay, this is something which is really strange. This is the kind of car I am driving. This is the kind of dog I have, or the family I have, and all those things which are there in your present, they are also mentioned over here. So you now think, you are now getting suspicious that what is happening in this catalog, what are these things which are coming in front of me. So you start scrolling ahead, and once you go ahead in the catalog, you see, once you flip it, that there are many options which are there in front of you. You can have a house of your dreams, you can have a car of your dreams, you can have the kind of vacations you want to go with the family. You can choose whatever you want, and this was the power which was given to you from your birth itself. Imagine if this was the case. I know this is sounding weird, right? So you'll say this is not possible. Let me tell you, my friend, think of it. Supposing there is a seed, and this seed is under the soil. So this is the level of the surface, and the seed is under the soil. And what will this seed do? This seed will grow to become as big as possible, right? As big a tree as possible. This seed will try and grow. Now what happens if we put a concrete slab over this tree? What will happen? What do you think? Well, the seed is not going to grow, right? The seed is not going to grow. Now this is what we are doing with ourselves. We are that seed of God, nature, which was actually intended to grow into a tree. But consciously, subconsciously, what happens is that, subconsciously we put limitations on ourselves, and we say that we cannot become this big a tree. But if we remove that concrete slab, don't you think this will become a tree? Obviously this will become a tree. Now if you ask this seed, when this is just a small seed, that one day you are going to become this big a tree, what will this seed say? Well, the seed will say that this is not possible, right? The seed is going to say that no, I can't become this bigger tree. But what a seed needs to do is that it needs to get planted, and then we have to take care of the manure, we have to take care of the water. We don't need to think about this tree, we only have to take care about the manure and the water. And what happens? The soil is so intelligent that it will bring up a whole big tree to us. So before this seed knows, it will actually start growing into a tree, and it will grow as big as possible. But we as humans, we put our limitations on ourselves, on our mind, and this is what I'm going to discuss with you now. We believe that this is supposedly you. So you believe that this is you, and there are different people in this locality where you are living. So you are dealing with different people, right? So there are different people. You have a house to take care of, you have a car to take care of, right? You have probably a dog to take care of, right? So you have a dog to take care of. So you are this one thing who is actually managing all this show, and you are living in a particular area, right? So it could be a state, it could be city, whatever it is. So you are living in a particular area, and you are thinking that you are this, right? And you live in a particular country. But what I am going to share with you, and what I am telling you, is that you are not just this. This is your experience, but you are not just this. You are a part of a much bigger existence, which is known as universe. Now think of it. There is an invisible force which is running through you, right? Which is called as life. Now that life is there between within the cat, mouse, a horse, a lion, so many creatures of the world. So this entire universe, this entire cosmos, I know, my friend, what I'm speaking, I know what I'm telling you, and I hope this is making some sense to you. Drop me a comment, let me know if this is making sense to you. And by the end of this first step itself, I am telling you, you will be a completely changed person. I'm telling you. So think of it. Now you are a part of this universe. Now yoga, you would have heard of this term yoga, right? Yoga. Now I don't mean by yoga that twisting, turning, those exercises. That is not yoga. Yoga means union. Yoga means union, which means that you become one with the cosmos, one with the universe. You realize that you are one with the universe. You are still that, right? even if you know or if you don't know, you are still one with the cosmos. I mean, think of it. Gautama the Buddha, who actually is, world known Buddha. I don't need to tell about, Buddha. So Gautama the Buddha, he was telling everyone that the real power is within you. You are the part of this cosmos. I mean, think of it. Swami Vivekananda, who was also a great saint, he said that, arise, awake and stop not till your goal is achieved. So what was he trying to say? He was trying to tell us that we should arise and awake and recognize ourselves and recognize our parts. What is Bible saying? Bible says that ask it and receive it, right? Which means that you can ask anything from this universe and you will get it, right? Now this is something which all the religions of the world, all the, even the science is saying that everything, this entire cosmos is energy, right? So you are a part of energy and everything changes its form, right? So if you will, if you boil the water changes into a vapor form, right? And then the vapor can still be, changed into the other forms. It could still be again, brought into a liquid form, and you can actually freeze it to become an ice. Now, if you look at ice, if you look at water, if you look at a vapor, water vapor, now those three appear different in front of you, right? Obviously, they are different and they appear different. But what is the reality? The reality is water, right? The reality behind them is water. Now, similarly, there is an infinite intelligence which is the reality behind each and every substance of this planet. I know what I'm speaking. So, which means that a cat has a life, a lion, a dog, a horse, and us also, we have that life. But in our experience, something happens when we are born. So we are born with this body and we are born with this mind, right? We are born with this body and with our mind. And over a period of time, we get so identified that we feel that we are this body and mind. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have a body, but I'm telling you that you have a body, right? So you have a body and you have a mind, and the thing which runs it is actually, your subconscious mind is running all the show, right? So you have a body, which means that this is your apparatus, right? You can use it the way you want. You have a mind, you can use it the way you want. But what happens is that when we live in a particular condition, and that condition, they start to program us. Let me just give you an example. So my friend, when you were born, right? Now this is important stuff. When you were born, your mind was like this. You had no notion of who you are. Then depending upon which were the people who were near to you, they started programming you, right? They said that this is your name, right? They said this is your name. This is your country. This is your religion. And all those things started getting programmed in you. Basis this, you started forming some beliefs that what is the kind of money you can make, what is the kind of lifestyle you can have. All these things got programmed, and by the time you were 3 to 6 years old, which is very early, you got programmed, and your subconscious mind, it took an identity and it took certain beliefs that what is possible and what is not possible. Right? This took some belief, and basis that your mind gives some actions to your body, which takes some signals to your body, and you take some actions, and you are getting certain results, right? So what is happening is that you have a mind, you have a body, and whatever you are planting over here, your body takes action on those things, and then you get similar kind of results. Now what I am telling you is that there is an infinite intelligence. Can you see that infinite intelligence is flowing through all of us, right? So it is flowing through our mind, it is flowing through our body, right? It is flowing through our body, and it is happening with everyone. So a cat also has a mind, and a cat also has a body. A lion also has a mind, a lion also has a body. But we as humans, we are the only ones who have this power to think creatively. We are the only ones we can actually think creatively. I mean, look at it. Most of the other animals, they can't be creative. They have very limited creative powers, but we are really creative, and we have imaginative powers. We have all these creativity in ourselves. We have a lot of memory, we have a lot of imagination. Now our mind was actually made to protect us, and that is the reason when we are when we are just getting bored up, we pick up a lot of fears. What is possible, what is not possible, how I should do, how I should not do, because this mind is programmed only for our safety. And for other creatures also, it is actually programmed for safety, because this was the survival mechanism. But God gave us this power that you can be really, really creative and you can have whatever you want. I know what I'm saying, my friend. So think of it. You think in pictures. Now I'm going to ask you some questions. Close your eyes and answer me. What is the color of your car? How many doors does your car has? Do you have a refrigerator at your house? What is the color of your refrigerator? Is it single door, double door? What is the color of your house? Have you seen the elephant? Guess what? What happened? Open your eyes. What happened? See, you were thinking in pictures. You think in pictures all the time. And what if I tell you, please do not think about monkey? What happened? You still think about monkey, right? Because your mind is out of control, and whatever you are going to program it, it actually starts thinking in pictures. Now we are given this subconscious mind, which is really super powerful, right? Now there is a book which is the power of subconscious mind. There is another book which is the science of getting rich, right? The science of getting rich. If you can, I would highly recommend go and study that, the science of getting rich. Now they are talking about your powers which you already had at the time of birth, but because we get programmed based on the conditions which we are living, we put that concrete slab on ourselves that this is our limitation. What I am telling you is that you have no limitation, because that force which is actually driving everything in this universe is actually going through you. Now in your experience, now I am talking deep stuff with you, I know, and you can actually go straight away on building a very clear vision, but I wanted to tell you that why this is important, so that you have the conviction of taking the action and you understand this thing. You can put this to any logical test if you want to, because there are so many, all the religions of the world, all the great people of the world, they're talking about this, which I am just bringing to your notice. So I am just trying to bring to your notice something which is with the indirect knowledge. Now those guys actually accumulated this thing with the direct knowledge, so they had an experience. Now one way is that you actually experience yourself to be one with the cosmos, or the other is that you realize that you are one with the cosmos and you start taking action, and that is what my core intent is right now, right? So either of that has to happen, right? If we want to change our results, because till date what is happening is that you have been creating your reality because you had those creative powers. Yes, I know what I'm saying. So what happens is that your mind, he starts thinking in some pictures, and he sends those, this mind sends some thoughts in the universe. Those thoughts, they actually bring the kind of, they raise the kind of vibrations which you are actually thinking of, and those kind of vibrations actually get into your world. So this entire cosmos, this entire planet, what we are experiencing as humans, now even the science says is, the yogis have been saying it for ages, is basically vibration, sound and frequency, right? So Nikola Tesla said, look at this, what Tesla said. Tesla said that if you wish to understand the universe, think of energy, frequency and vibration. What was he saying? So this hand which we see as a physical hand, if we put this hand under the microscope, what's going to happen is that this hand will be seen as something which is vibrating, atoms and protons vibrating at a very high speed. So you will not see this hand, you will see, a bunch of atoms together and vibrating at a very high speed. Now think of it in terms of, I'll give you an analogy. If you look at a movie, what happens is that you look at a movie and you see that, the movie is moving, but what is happening actually is that there are only pictures, and when those pictures, the frames move, from the front of your eyes. So 24 to 28 frames, when they move within a second in front of your eyes, it gives you an illusion that it's a movie. Now similarly, that's the illusion of life, right, which is happening with us. Now you have a body. I'm not saying that you don't have a body, but you have a body. You are not that body. You have a mind. You have this mind. This was this thing. But for most people, what happens is that they entangle and then they think they are that, right? Now whatever your name is, think of it. That name was something which was given by somebody else. If you were born in, say, probably even after birth also, so you were born somewhere, wherever you were born, and if you were at the time of birth taken to a different family and you grew in a different family, in a different country, in a different religion, you would believe completely different things, right? You will have a completely different personality. You would become completely different person, and your body can also change. Both these things can change, right? But something cannot change, which is you, which is the life within you, which is the power, which is the infinite power within you, which is there in all the creatures of the world. That is why every creature, they are born, they grow, they reproduce, they get old, they die. This is the natural phenomena. So what is happening is that we are mass of energy which is vibrating at a very high speed, and by the usage of our subconscious mind, we can actually give the signals, and we have been doing this. We give the signals to this universe that what is the kind of reality which I want in my life. And you can actually start reprogramming it. Now you might be someone who's saying that I don't want to do this, Vinay. This seems to be not a good thought. This seems to be like nonsense, because my logical mind does not allow this to take this concept. Let me tell you, your logical mind, my friend, can you just try and focus on these two things with your conscious mind? So we have a conscious mind and we have a subconscious mind. But can you just try and with your conscious mind, can you just focus on these two things together? I'm not moving them. See, you can't focus on two things also with your conscious mind, but whereas your subconscious mind is actually running everything. So you are blinking your eyes, your ears are listening, your heart is pumping, your body temperature is maintained, everything is happening. Every cell, every atom of your body is actually working. Why? Because your subconscious mind is so powerful that it is running the entire show. Now, even while you are sleeping, your conscious mind is sleeping, but your subconscious mind is actually working, and you are getting a lot of results because of your subconscious mind. Now, why are you not getting great results? Is because you have not been using it in the right manner. And there are three ways in which people are setting goals, my friend. There are three kind of goals. A-level goals, which is when people know what they can achieve. So have you seen, most of the people, 80% of the people, I would say 80% of the people, they fall under this category. So they are doing what they are doing. They are really comfortable in that. They know they can get those results. It's like they have a bike. They know I can afford to have a bike, and they can have that again and again. So if there is someone who's making, say, X amount of money, he knows that I can make X amount of money. Now he has become really confident of that. Have you seen that? I mean, this happens with everyone, right? So when we start our careers or when we start our journey, we are aspiring to make some X amount of money. But when we make that X amount of money, we then become really confident that this is the money I can easily make. Then we start aspiring for the next level. And then once we reach there, then we say that this is something which we can easily do. Now, even if you remove that money at that point in time, even if you remove that business or job, this guy has been programmed that he can easily achieve that. So there are three kind of goals. One is that you know that you can achieve it. Then there are 20% of the people who are aspiring. These are the B kind of goals, who are aspiring to go for the next level, right? So they are aspiring. So they are aspiring to have a better life, but their phenomena, their philosophy about life is that you have to do a lot of hard work to get those results. And what are they aspiring for? They are only aspiring for 20% to 30% higher results. As a result, what happens is that when they actually meet the first obstacle, the entire motivation drops, because they know that they have to do a lot of hard work only to get 20 to 30% results, and the entire motivation is lost. And then what happens? They again go back to this, which is the level 1 goals, and they operate where they are. And that is the reason most of the people, they are conformed. They know where they are and they are really happy where they are, right? Now there are third kind of goals, which is the C kind of goals, which only 4% of the people, they are using these kind of goals, and they are aspiring for fantasy. They are aspiring for anything and everything. It is like they want something and they just think of it, they just ask for it, and they get everything in their life. And why is this happening is because this universe, this power, which is the subconscious mind, which there are many books, right? Which there are many books. This helps you to get those results. All of a sudden, all your actions will change. So I'm not saying that we will only be thinking about, don't take me wrong, right? So we are not saying that we will only think about these results and dreaming. No, we have to become aware of the algorithm. So this is the part of the algorithm, right? So our thoughts, they actually, project the message to the infinite intelligence to bring in all the right set of, surroundings close to us. And those surroundings, when they are close to us, they will help us get the results. And that is the reason I said that you being here is just not a coincidence. You have come here because you have come here for a much bigger purpose, my friend. You have come here to change your results in life. And the nature, the universe has given you this chance. Otherwise, you would not be watching this thus far, right? So my intent is to give you this information so that you plant this thought and you vibrate at a frequency where you are getting all the right kind of surroundings, right kind of people, right kind of opportunities in your life, and you start to grow, right? And then we are obviously going to uncover on the rest of the steps where we make a financial goal plan, and then the game plan, and then we'll build the hub, building the community, and all those steps are coming. I can actually, I've been into sales and marketing for over 20 years. I could have directly taken you to that step. Don't you think so? I could have told you that this is the platform, this is the ad to run, this is how we have to make money, these are the steps. I mean, all that is easy stuff, my friend. And we will still not get any results if we don't do this right, because your subconscious is literally creating each and everything in your life. Now, drop me a comment. How are you, receiving this information? How easy was this for you to understand, or do you still want me to, dwell more upon these things? Because my point over here is to give you that confidence that whatever I am trying to tell you is really, really, really important, my friend. Now, what we need to do in this step is, now this is a workshop kind of a thing, and I want you to take action, my friend. Now, most of the people, again, those 80-20 rule you would have heard of. 80% of the people, they will not take my message, and what they will do is that they will jump on to step 2 without completing the step 1. And guess what? They will not get any results, because they have, it's like the algorithm. So if you don't take the first step right, you will not get the second step also, right? So these are the tested principles. So what I want you to do is that you have to think in picture, that what is a clear picture of the home you want, right? What is the kind of car you want? What is the kind of vacations, which are the destinations for the vacations which you want to go to? What is the kind of education you want to give to your children? What are the kind of clothes you want? This is a completely different approach, my friend. I am not trying to tell you that you have to save any money. Now you would be thinking, how would I do that? I don't know where will that money come from? Let me tell you, that's not your problem. You don't need money. You need those things first, right? Get this thing correct first. You need those things. And then we will be dwelling upon what are the ways and means to reach there. But first of all, we have to get this step right. So this is the step 1. So you have to come up with a dream of what is the kind of home you want, right? Make a picture of what is the kind of home. What is the kind of cars you want? You want 1 car, 2 cars, 3 cars, 5 cars. What is the kind of cars you want, my friend? Then you have to think of what is the kind of furniture you want. What is the kind of, vacations you want in your life. Then think of, what is the kind of jewelry you want. What is the kind of, how much do you want to spend on party? You want to party. How much do you want to spend on, say, probably food? You want to have the best food. And I'm going to put one more, which is the others. So supposingly, we have to now, what you can do is go on the internet, or if you have a really good picture of, you have seen somebody's house and you have been telling to yourself that, this guy is really lucky and I will never be able to have that kind of a house. Please change that thinking. You really love that house, right? So go and actually click a photograph of that house and start assuming that you are, that life is going to be your reality in future. You have to think of it. And what we need to do is we have to come up with the monthly plan of what is the kind of money which will be required to live that kind of a house. So supposingly, if I decide on a particular kind of a mansion and I see that to live in this kind of a house, I would have to probably give say a rental of close to $10,000. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put 10,000 over here, right? So I'm going to put 10,000. So what is the kind of car I want? I want to have a car where I want to give a EMI of $2,000. Now your number could be anything depending upon what your choice is. This is just an example. I'm just doing it as a completely for an example. These are not my numbers also. My numbers are also very higher than this, but you can have whatever your number is, because your subconscious mind, it has to come from within you, right? It has to come from within you. Then what is the kind of money you want to spend on furniture on a monthly basis? Say supposingly I say 2,000, right? What is the kind of money I want to spend on vacations? I want to go on a monthly basis, I want to go on a weekly basis, or I want to go on a quarterly basis. I have to decide what is the kind of money I want to spend on, say, jewelry, right, on a monthly basis. How much do I want to spend on party, my friend, right? So say I want to spend, say, probably $4,000 on party. How much I want to spend on my food? I want to spend, say, probably $10,000 on my food. How much do I want to spend on the other things? I want to spend $10,000 on my other things. So you could actually dwell more into what are the list you have, and you can make as big list as possible. There is no restriction on you, my friend. This is what we have to come up with in this step. I know this sounds weird. So what will you do? You will not plan anything. You will not take my advice on this. You can straight away go on step 3 if you don't want to do this, my friend, and you can try your luck. I don't mind that, because my strategies, all the philosophies are not going to change, because those game plan, when we go to the game plan, I'll show you how you can make money, and mathematically I'll prove you everything. But if you don't get these things correct, it's not going to work for you. It's like you don't want to put the first code right, and the power which is running the entire show is the infinite intelligence, my friend. Don't you see, if you remove the life from all of us, all that cat, dog, horse, lion, everything is going to come to standstill. I mean, think of it. The closest analogy I can give you is that you have this camera, you have this laptop, you have this lights, we have this air conditioner. What if I remove electricity from this? Everything is over, right? Everything is over. Similarly, you are that life, you are that power, my friend, and that is what you are. You are a powerhouse in yourself. You are that Mercedes which has been underutilizing yourself. So you have this creative power of the subconscious mind, my friend. And after this step, below this step, you will find a video. And what I want you to do is that please go and listen to that audio. Earl is going to introduce to you to the strangest secret of the world. Now that is a really old audio. It's like close to 60-70 years old audio. So I'm not someone who's just made it right now, right? So this is something which was there, right? And this is the fact which people have been known for ages. Andrew Carnegie, when he commissioned Napoleon to write that book, which is the Think and Grow Rich, right? Which is the Think and Grow Rich. So Andrew Carnegie was a guy who was a billionaire, and he said to Napoleon that, Napoleon, there is a secret which I want you to bring in front of the people, because most of the people, they don't know about this secret. And at that point in time, Napoleon was just a small editor. He had nothing, right? He was nothing. He was nobody. He was not even known to people. And he said that Carnegie told him that one day when you will realize this truth, you will become bigger than me. And that is what happened. And this book speaks about the power of burning desire and the power of subconscious mind. And this is what I'm trying to tell you, my friend. So you have to come up with a real clear picture. So what happens is that you have to come up with the amount. So let me just calculate this. So 10,000 plus 2,000 plus 2,000 plus 10,000 plus right. So this is, in this example, I have come up to a monthly figure of say making $50,000. Now your number could be whatever it is, right? So this you have to make basis whatever your liking is. You can go up to whatever number you want, my friend. And let me tell you, there are no limitations, and I'll tell you how we will reach to that number. So this becomes our monthly projection, that this is going to be our aim. This much of money is required to live my dream life, right? So this is the picture of my dream life, and this is the money which I would require for my dream life. Now you have to come up with a picture for yourself and listen to this audio. Drop me a comment. Let me know what do you think about this knowledge, this information. If you have any questions, please feel free to write me down. Speak to me. Get in touch with me. If you want, I can get on touch with you on the call also for this, and I will help you understand this on a deeper level, my friend. I want you to succeed. That is what my intent is, right? So complete this step, and in the next step we will speak about making a financial freedom plan for you. But we can't go to the next step before completing this. So get your number so that we can move to the next step. I'll see you in the next step. Cheers. God bless. Bye bye.